Shema Israel. Hope you enjoy this next study. My name's Dee. This is my wife, Millie.
So if you like what you see, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you wish to reach out to us, you can email us at devotedtoyah@gmail.com.
Then let's go to, that was Nehemiah 10, 28 to 31. Let's go to Nehemiah
I'll get this one if you want.
13, verse 15 to 18.
In those days I saw in Yehuda those treading wine presses on the Sabbath and bringing in sheaves and loading donkeys with wine, grapes, and figs.
A specific list right now. We're getting a specific.
Yeah.
Now we're getting more specifics other than don't work. Now we're seeing actual. We can glean from this now. So anything that is similar to treading wine press. What is the process of treading wine press? You know. I don't know if they were doing it.
Stop on it, right?
I don't know if they were doing it with their bare feet, you know, because I know I've seen a lot of videos on that. I don't know what other methods there are, but I'm sure you would have to operate some type of machinery or some kind of equipment or utilize some kind of tools. Other than that, you're stomping a lot, you know what I mean? You're on your feet. So yeah, treading wine press on the Sabbath. And what else? Bringing in sheaves.
And carrying sheaves, so you're carrying these sheaves. I don't know what sheaves are, but and loading donkeys with both wine and grapes. So you got wine and then you got the grapes. So that's some weight you got, and you're putting it on your donkey. Your animal's supposed to be resting too. So now you're making your animal break the Sabbath. And figs and every kind of burden. So you're putting a burden, especially on the donkey, you know, and bringing them into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. And I testified in the day of their sale. Also there dwelt in it men bringing fish and selling every kind of merchandise to the children of Judah and Jerusalem on the Sabbath. So there you go again. They're selling, which they're not supposed to be doing.
Verse 8, go to verse 18. Keep going, 17 and 18.
And I strove with the free children of Judah and said to them, what is this evil thing which ye do, and profane the Sabbath day? Did not your fathers thus, and our good God brought upon them and upon us and upon this city all these evils? And do you bring additional wrath upon Israel by profaning the Sabbath?
Did we see anything here about plucking?
Plucking? No, I didn't see anything about plucking, no.
Nothing about plucking here, huh? Everything to be pretty, like you said, it requires a lot of energy, a lot of work.
Labor intensive.
Work, right?
Yep.
Heavy burdens, lifting heavy, you know, things that are heavy. And also the animals, let's not forget, this is for the animals too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting more specifics here. So far, we're not finding that it's wrong to pluck anything. But let's go to now Exodus chapter 34, verse 21. I'll get that.
Chapter what?
Exodus 24.
24.
34, I'm sorry.
Ah, that's what I thought you said too. No, it's loading forever.
21. I got it. It says, 6 days you shall work, but on the seventh day you shall rest. In plowing time and in harvest you shall rest. Here we go. We're getting closer. We're warming up. So there are seasons of the year where farmers would do the biggest part of their work.
Two seasons of the year.
2 seasons of the year. So plowing time and harvest time. So even during those times, you are not allowed to plow and you are not allowed to harvest. So now we have to start understanding the difference, or what is plowing and what is harvesting. And we have to compare this to plucking.
Can I say something? For being here or living here in Nebraska now, that's a big major thing, you know, the plowing and then the harvesting. And I'm sure if you brought it up, because a lot of these guys, you know, they're Christians and you brought this up. That's going to be a hard thing for them to do. If they really have, faith in Yahuwah and trust in him, they will not do anything on that day. You know what I mean?
I really believe, D-Rail, that a big reason why a lot of Christians won't submit themselves to keeping the Sabbath is because of their careers.
Yep.
I just, in my spirit, I know that that is a big deal, and they won't admit it. They'll say, "Oh, I'll give this up if God, if this was the truth, I'll give it up." Yeah, but I doubt it. I think it's one of the deal breakers of what hinders people. It's their career.
Yeah. Or their lifestyle, their life. Farming is their life.
Christian pastors, people that are in ministry full time, people that are getting donations left and right, to live off of donations in the ministry, for them to change in a doctrine. So the deal breaker, because now it's financial and it's their family's well-being, which a true believer shouldn't care about. We should trust Yahuwah no matter what. Now at the same time, we do have new believers coming to this walk, right? Who are already working in secular jobs, working on Saturdays. I don't knock them too hard, because that's for you to leave one job and have to search for another job, that's a big process. You don't own. I'm talking about farmers that own their own business. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about pastors, ministers who are in control of their career. They don't work under somebody. I'm not talking about servants who work under a boss. So if the servant comes to the truth, it's a slower process to adjust their life, because now they have to request those days off. And then there's, in the United States of America, it's not an easy process. So the person has a choice between, do I leave my job and now I have to collect unemployment, or I don't think that's wise. I think it would be wise to look for work. If you feel like your job cannot help you adjust to your Shabbat schedule, if they're not willing to permit you to have Saturdays off for religious purposes, I would start looking for another job in the same position, and getting interviews and doing interviews, which is not easy. That's an interruption in and of itself, right? Because now you're working, now you're a full-time dad or husband or whatever the case may be, and you got children, but now you got to go to interviews outside of your work schedule, which is probably already hard as it is. So it's very difficult. And I as a leader of this assembly, I'm very merciful when it comes to this. I don't really push people, because I understand we live in the United States of America, which isn't really a Bible believing, Sabbath keeping nation. So, but we do have certain laws that are supposed to help us. I do think that doctors, police officers, and firefighters, these people of these positions, I do think there is an exception for these positions. They would be close. They would be close to what Israel would have as priests. The priests were your doctors. They were your judges. They were your police. They were the people that were taking care of. People had leprosy or something. You don't say, "Oh, wait till the Sabbath is over for me to check you out." No, I mean, if you have leprosy, if you have some skin disease, you go to the priest and check out what's going on. So I believe that there's an exception for nurses, doctors, people in the medical field, police, firefighters. I would still request that you get some Saturdays off. At least get me in a rotation. You know what I mean? Where I can have some Saturdays off, some Saturdays on, type of thing. But that's how I feel about that issue. I think if we were living in Israel, it would be a little bit different.
That'll be a different story.
But we're starting to get more specific here on what is plucking and harvesting, plowing and harvesting right here. These are things that are not allowed to be done. Okay, these are things that you're not a doctor, you're not a police officer, you're not a firefighter, you're a farmer. you're working on the farm, you work in the grocery store, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Let's go.